I know what my ick is.
What?
And I think this is gonna your air guitar is my guy at the wedding with the tie on his head.
Welcome back to None of My Business. I'm your host, Sophia Benoit. As always, we're going to bring you someone's most intimate sex and relationship stories. But in order to protect that person's anonymity, we're going to have a guest on to tell their stories. It's a bit of a loophole, so my co-host Kelsey June Jensen and I can receive and then share other people's business. Kelsey, this week's stories are kind of centered around one pretty big, juicy topic that I'm not going to spoil for you.
Okay.
But they're also going to include things like Burning Man, Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
And some house guest etiquette around sex and if you should have it at someone else's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big topic.
Okay, great.
Our guest this week is so funny and so exciting. It's Greta Titelman.
Yay.
But before we get there, you've been doing something kind of crazy.
What? Oh, my God.
Well,
wait, I'm scared.
You're always scared. That's fine.
Well, what? It's like I'm always doing something crazy, you know?
You know
it's
what?
like, what is it now?
Isn't it Eleanor Roosevelt that was like, do one thing every day that scares you?
I do.
You do.
But it's not that scary.
Okay, well, the thing that you did that I think that isn't scary is that you recently went on a date with a man who has the same name as an ex of yours.
Oh, yeah.
And same last initial.
Yes. Yeah, the rumors are true. And I made an active choice to do it because I was like, you know what? This is good for me.
Okay, so you went on a date.
I went on a date
with a man with the same first name.
Yeah.
And last initial.
Oh, my God, yes. And I forgot to tell you.
What?
Yeah. Well, and I told my ex about it, too. When I was just home in Utah, I was like, I have something crazy to say. And I said it in like a car full of people. Maybe not the best, but I was like, hey, how do you feel about this? Do you know this person? Because it's actually a crazy story. Should I just jump right into it?
Tell me what the crazy part. What's
well, it's
this is a classic Kelsey situation where you think you know the crazy part, but you don't. What's the crazy part?
Well, so I'm on a dating app, and
let's say it's like Bob, and his last name is like starts with a B. Bob B. Okay.
Bob B. Okay, so
there's Bob B. That's the ex.
So I have an ex, Bob B. And we dated like a year and a half. Pretty substantial ex. Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, also kind of an uncommon name.
Yeah, it's not Bob.
Bob is yeah. It's not Bob. So I'm on Raya like a month or two ago at this point. I don't even know. Whatever. My time was about to run out because I go off and on the app. But so I was just like, I was having fun scrolling. This guy pops up who has the same name as my ex, Bob B. And I was like, you know what, Kels? Like, maybe this is a time for me to just like expand and
that's the opposite of expanding. Let's just keep revisiting.
Well, I dated 3 Zachs in the past year, so I was like,
we're
running out of names. Yeah. So I was like, we're running out of names.
Yeah, we're
you know.
Out of names.
So I was just, and I like this guy's photos. I was like, I feel like this guy and I would have fun. Like, he's got a picture.
You think that about most men, though? Like, let's just be honest. Like, you see, like what's the Mets mascot that's kind of like crazy. Like,
yeah.
You see him and you're like, we'd have fun.
We would hit it off.
Yeah.
Which I do think we would.
Mr. Met or whatever. Yeah.
Mr. Met. If you're
well,
single.
he's kind of hot, actually.
He's super, super hot. Okay, I see Bobby. I'm like, I know that we're going to have fun because he has some photos of him like with a dog. And I knew it.
The bar? That's not even a bar. There's no bar.
Well, one, he was like wearing a cowboy hat trying to be silly. One of him playing pool.
That's just wearing a hat. That's just playing pool. These are all the most normal things. You're like, he's walking.
I know. But I was like, whatever, let's give it a go. We ended up talking, hit it off. Also, we had a phone call after texting for a few days. He was like, want to just do a phone call? And I was like, sure. So we do a phone call. That's not crazy. People are doing phone calls.
I know.
We're calling. He doesn't live in Los Angeles. He lives
somewhere else.
And he tells me the name of the company that he works for. And I was like, this kind of sounds familiar. Why is this ringing a bell? And so we hang up the phone and I was like, no, there's no way, because my ex, Bob B, moved to said city for a job for a specific company. And I was like, there's no way. I found my ex's Bob B's LinkedIn to confirm it. Same company. So they, not only did they have the same name, same last initial, they worked at the same company. Okay. Isn't that crazy? Where current Bob B still works, but ex Bob B left.
Is gone. Have they ever, did they know of each other? Like, you talked to your ex about ex Bob.
Well, I talked to new Bob about ex Bob B, because on the first date I was like, I feel like I have to bring this up. Like, I think
you do, because if you date a man and you're like, you have the same name as my ex and you work at the same job and it doesn't come up early on, and then like 7 dates in, you're gonna
it'd be weird.
That's like single white femaling someone. Like you're like you have an issue. You're a serial killer of some kind.
Yeah. I even said that to him. I brought it up and I was
You're like, I'm not a serial killer.
No, I was like, oh, I don't want you to think I'm like a stalker or something. And he was like,
now I do.
No, he was like, honestly, I'd love it. And I was like, okay.
How do men ruin jokes?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. So he was like, yeah, that's crazy. Actually, we interacted like once. Like I met him at a holiday party and like I tried to make a joke about us having the same name, but he wasn't ready for that. And I was like, what does that even mean?
For it?
Yeah, I know. Why does he said it like 3 times. He kept being like, but he just wasn't ready for that. And I was like,
what?
I know. I was
Does he think that making a joke is like one of the bases? He's like, first base is making a joke. Like second, what do you mean wasn't ready for it?
But I was like, I don't want to go too deep into it. Anyway, this guy and I have a date. It's like fine. Blah, blah, blah. He kind of ends up ghosting me, which whatever. So Bob B. But I went back to Salt Lake this past weekend and I saw my ex Bob B because he's like friends with my brother, whatever. I'm like, Bob B, want to know something crazy? I met your twin, Bob B. I was like, actually, we went on a date. Do you know this guy? And I was like, he said that you guys only met once. Current Bob B was like, that is not true at all. We interacted so many times. Why is he lying to you? Yes.
What?
I forgot to tell you. Yeah.
I have to call my mom or something.
He literally he was like, we got mixed up all the time in communication on Slacks. They like not only met at parties, but they would like go to lunch. They had lunches together. Yes.
They're like double teaming a woman and high-fiving over her and he forgot.
Isn't that weird? Well, he was like, that is weird. Like he is lying and he seemed like he thought he was too cool for me. So maybe that's why. But like, I was like, that is so weird.
This is so weird. Yeah. So is this name now a deal breaker for you? Or are you going to continue to date people named Bob? No, that's done.
I feel like, well, I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, today we're going to get into, actually, there is kind of a topic that is a little similar to this about your ex and then dating the next person and them kind of either like looking like them, having a same name. That's going to come up. So get ready. Today's story is pretty crazy. I think it's going to really resonate with you.
Oh God.
For a lot of reasons.
Okay.
It's gonna hit close to home.
Really?
But our guest today is the hilarious comedian. And she has a stand-up show that she's doing right now called Hot Fresh New. She's going to be on Seth Meyers soon. She's also been on Los Espookys, Problemista, Search Party. It is Greta Titelman. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Greta, first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Yay. So have you gotten a little bit of a rundown of what you're going to be doing?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hand you this. This is sealed. You've never opened it before. You don't know anything about what's in there. And what is your understanding of how this is going to work? Do you?
My understanding of how this is going to work is that I'm just going to read this out loud.
Yes.
And then we get to talk about it.
Yes. Okay. I'll be asking you questions. You're going to be role playing as today's anonymous person, fake name Lucas.
Great.
And at any time, feel free to interrupt. Or
do I take all of these out?
You can. They're in order.
Okay.
Lucas is 43. He lives in Los Angeles. He's straight. And then I'm going to tell you 3 little pieces of his business before you share all of the rest of the things that he told me anonymously.
Okay.
So to just give you a heads up about who Lucas is, he says he used to know the exact number of people he'd slept with. And when he did his last inventory, it was 140 or something. And then he was like, maybe I don't need to keep track anymore.
Okay.
Inventory.
Yes. He said he stopped and did an inventory. But for some reason, I really thought it was sweet that he got to 140 and was like, all right, time to throw in the
enough.
Yeah. So that's just a little piece about him. While he is straight, he was surprised that a couple years ago, he made out with 2 men at a party and got really into it.
Okay.
So into it.
Bisexual king.
Yeah. So into it that his girlfriend at the time got upset at him.
Ooh, okay.
Even though she was fine with them making out, apparently she was upset about how into it he was. And later they had like a little argument about it. And he said, I don't understand what the problem was. She made out with girls all the time. There's no difference. So, you know.
Okay. I love him clocking that double standard.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great.
Kind of great. Also, I hope that maybe someday he makes out with someone else.
Yeah.
That's a guy and he finds more
go.
bliss.
Yeah.
And his biggest deal breaker is if a woman has a small white dog with crusty eyes. It says so much.
Okay. Don't love that.
Do you have a small white dog with crusty eyes?
Here's what I'll say, Lucas. The dogs can't control the crust, okay? Right. And it's their tear ducts. It happens. And you just see it on fluffy white dogs more because it's higher contrast.
It's true.
That's what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
It is true.
And they have special wipes for it, too.
They do.
There's workarounds.
Or you could put angel eyes in their food, whatever.
Yes, exactly.
The point is, let the dog live, okay? The dog's not happy about it either, and neither is the owner. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I just think... we all have our own deal breakers. Mine for a long time was like a shoe situation.
What's the shoe situation? What's the shoe situation?
Like, I just had so many, like, if you were wearing like a shoe that I didn't like,
I couldn't agree with you more.
It was like, no.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Like, what's one example? Like a bad shoe?
Like a Kenneth Cole reaction.
Oh my God,
You know what I mean? Like if you were wearing that. If you were wearing like a Sperry boat shoe. If you were, but now the interesting thing is now, because like boat shoes and whatever have become kind of like trendy, it like changes. Oh, and for a while I was like, ugh, if a guy's wearing like a doofy New Balance, but now every fucking guy is wearing a doofy New Balance.
Yeah, I will say my acceptable men's shoes are like this narrow. Like they have such a narrow window for me because men's shoes, it's so easy for them to mess up.
Oh, also if you're in a flip flop and we're not, and I cannot physically touch sand, no.
Even when you can't touch sand, I think they invented slides for a reason, and it's so that I can still be horny for a man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, do not.
Wait, you're saying slides are better than
so much better. A man should not ever have anything between his
sandal.
2 toes. No.
Actually, I feel like I prefer a flip flop over a slide. Sometimes their toes come out too far, and I'm like, oh my God.
I agree.
And put it back. Ew, that is gross.
Like the thing traps the toes. You know,
here's what I have to say. Straight guys shouldn't be allowed on beaches. I'm just gonna say that.
I think that's actually really fair.
I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
Yeah, keep them by a pool.
Yeah,
straight guys are making like more than $1 on $1 at this point. Like they're like getting extra boost. They don't need beaches.
You don't need the
beach.
That's for us.
Yeah,
it's for us.
Off. I don't need to see you anywhere near there.
That's a really good rule. Okay, men, no more beaches, and definitely no more showing your freaking toes.
Please.
When you're in a CVS and you see a man's toes, it's like, oh God, oh my.
Oh, it's so upsetting.
All right. So to get into Lucas's...
Sorry, do you know this person in real life?
I don't. What I do is before the show, I call this person. I don't get to see their face or anything about them, and I just over the phone ask them a bunch of really intimate questions, and then I anonymize any information that I feel like would identify them.
So you have a new person every episode talk to.
Yes.
And how do you find these people?
Usually I just put out a call on social media, and the most delightful people reach out.
Love.
Honestly, it's been a while since we had a straight man volunteer, and so Lucas, thanks for being
brave.
A straight guy who's brave enough to share.
Yeah.
He has a really great story. You guys are going to be very into this, I feel like.
Okay, great.
All right, so first things first, Lucas, what was the first time you had sex like?
I was in college. I was 18 and it was with my girlfriend. We'd been together for maybe a month or two, so not super long. We did it at my parents' house during Christmas break, which is weird. We could have just done it at college.
Yeah. That is kind of odd. Like, why wait?
Why wait to go home?
If you're in a dorm room.
It's more romantic. It's more sentimental. He's also like, you're in the comfort of you're in your room. You know what I mean?
It's not a twin XL.
Yeah, it's not a twin XL. Maybe it is a twin, but you're not sharing the room with someone.
That's
else.
true.
Yeah.
Also, Christmas time is kind of like
romantic.
It's sweet. It's cozy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back in.
Was it good?
I was pretty into it. I was like, this is cool. This is what I had hoped it was all about. I honestly wanted to have sex so badly that it didn't really matter if it was good. It was still awesome. We were together for about 1.5 years after that, so we had tons of sex.
Great.
The reason that I liked, that's kind of like a average virginity story, but I think it's kind of sweet because most people were not like, oh my God, sex was so great. And he was like, yeah, no, the build up to it was great. And then it happened and I was so happy.
I mean, I love that he was 18.
Yeah.
Love that for him.
Yeah.
I certainly was younger than that. And I love that for him.
Yeah.
Also,
Legal adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'd had sex before, but it was his first time. I was like, kind of sweet.
Yeah, taking
is
you on the
sweet.
rodeo.
Yeah, because oftentimes the first time story is like pretty shitty. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
It is also
made it
like when
out.
you haven't had sex yet, I feel like there's so much buildup in your mind
Yeah.
of like, is this going to be cool? And I feel like for so many people, it's like,
Yeah, and that was like,
Oh, but he was like, no, it was great.
good for him.
Sweet.
Bravo. Hats off.
Great job, Lucas. Okay, so in another direction, Lucas, who is your worst ex?
I had one ex that was a major dodged bullet. When I tried to break up with her one time, she said she was going to kill herself. And then she got in her car after she'd been drinking and drove away really fast and then smashed into a car and kept driving.
Oh my god.
Wow, love this queen.
Yeah, not great.
Terminator
Wow.
vibes.
Literally.
This next part is amazing to me. How long had you two been together?
Maybe 3 months.
No.
I will say the sex was incredible. Obviously,
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did not
all
miss
know-
a beat. I asked him literally, how long have you been together? He said maybe 3 months. The sex was incredible. I was like,
It was
okay.
It was phenomenal. It was freaky and she was fun. She was always down. She'd say the dirtiest shit and she had no shame. Yes, my love, because she was mentally unwell.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready
Yeah.
for me to continue?
Yeah.
She'd had some sexual trauma in her past, but one weird thing about that is that she really loved Michael Jackson.
No.
She was obsessed. To her, he was also traumatized as a child, so he represented being a survivor of abuse. But she had posters on the wall. She listened to his music all the time. We would have sex while listening to his first album, Off the Wall, on vinyl. I think the crazy good sex made it hard to leave, but also her intensity made me intense too. I was like, I'm really into you. I can't get enough of you. She just brought that out in me.
Let's talk about the
Okay.
Michael Jackson part.
Well, I was so scared that he was gonna be like, we like role played as Michael Jackson. Like,
Right.
maybe they did.
Maybe they did.
Did they? Do you know?
I think it's really weird to listen to music during sex on vinyl. Like that's
I kind of like
Wait.
that actually.
that's a lot of work. Do you like get up and go
Flip it to the
Flip it?
B-side?
Yeah.
that's
Maybe.
true. That's true.
and what Michael Jackson song are you having sex to?
I love thinking about like role playing as Michael Jackson.
That's what I was
Like, when
thinking.
he'd
I was
just
like,
be like,
oh no.
Like,
yes.
Who's the other person?
moonwalking.
Are
I
you
don't
both
know.
Michael Jackson?
They each have a glove on. They're like,
But what was the
someone's wearing a hat.
chimp?
Man in the
what
mirror.
was the chimp
Yeah.
called? His friend Bubbles.
Oh,
Bubbles,
yeah. Oh my
They're
God,
both
they-
playing as Bubbles.
Bubbles. Yeah, it's
Bubbles and
Bubbles
Michael
and
Jackson.
Michael.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
That
That sounds so
this
scary.
is interesting. It's interesting that to her, Michael Jackson was also traumatized as a child, so he represented being a survivor of abuse.
It's a really interesting take on Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
that
It's a
is.
generous take
That
on
is
Michael
generous.
Jackson.
It's one you really don't hear.
Yeah.
No, to identify with Michael Jackson in that situation, I don't know. I kind of wanted to ask, like, was she a child star that had a controlling parent? But
Right.
like, what's the background of why she identified with his?
Yeah. And what story
Specific.
did she hear of his? Like, how did that happen? I would love
don't
to know.
know.
We need to find her.
I do think I
Yeah.
would have a hard time having sex in a room with Michael Jackson posters.
yeah.
I just don't know that I would enjoy having sex to Michael. Like, forget about like Michael Jackson, the person. And let's just talk about the Michael Jackson songbook for a moment.
Right.
I don't want to have sex to any of his music.
Yeah.
I can't think
I
of
don't
a
think so
song
either.
that like
beat it.
Beat It is the only song that I could think
That
of.
is all
I
I can
guess
think of.
I could have sex to
Don't-
Hey Pretty Baby with
Oh,
the
yeah.
high heels on.
You
You
have
me
that?
feel
Okay.
like I never
But it's not like you
Okay, I
have
see
to
it.
have sex to that song. It's not like you're like, oh my God, I want to fuck. It's like, okay, if
Yeah.
that's on.
I also though like I don't love, generally speaking, having sex to music.
Okay.
I'm on record as the same. I kind
Yeah.
of am like, it's so easy for it to be like its own
I
narrative.
kind of like it. I don't
just
need
feel like
it,
I
but
always
I'm
need
like,
to be on
okay,
beat.
fun. Yeah. When I get off beat, it is kind of, it's hard.
It's like
We
a
need,
spin
slower-
class.
Yeah,
I've-
yeah,
It-
yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
You
And the
know?
hardest part
Yes.
is it's not you alone. It's also a guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And men are almost never on beat.
Yeah. I had a boyfriend one time who was playing like EDM and it
No.
was fast. It was fast. I was like, this is too much. I was
No,
like, getting thrown against the
EDM
wall.
is like EDM and dubstep. You cannot. I mean, you can have sex okay, sex to like deep house I can get behind.
Yeah.
But like EDM, like hard EDM,
hard
no.
bass.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You're getting like finger blasted to fucking dubstep.
literally.
Please.
Skrillex. I was like,
Terrible.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
No.
Well, you know.
Like, I just imagine like the worst, like Avicii in the bedroom. Like, I don't know.
Levels.
I feel like I've done that.
What was that song that was like Sail? You know, where it has like the massive
AWOL
drop.
Nation?
Yes.
Wait, what song is that?
Sail, boom. That one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
By AWOL
Sail.
Nation? Yeah,
that
yes.
song. That's what he's saying?
Sail?
Sail,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sail.
No idea that what he was saying.
What do you think he was
I thought he was just going, sail! And like, I never knew that he was saying, he's saying sail!
Oh, yeah, sail.
Why
Yeah.
is he saying sail?
You know, it's up
Sail
to
like
up to the listener.
S-A-I, like
Yes.
S-A-I, not like,
Yeah.
there's
It's
a
not like a sale at Penny's.
Yeah.
They're like,
I
"Woo."
wish.
Imagine, honestly, if I had a store and there was a sale, I'd blast that song.
Oh
Oh my
repeat
God.
all day
Or like
long.
outside, it'd be like, sail!
Oh my
Yes.
God. I just imagine being on top and then like waiting for the beat to drop and then
Sail!
yeah. scaring
You
the shit out of a
You
man.
like do like a backflip aerial spin, and then you like plop and land on
my God.
the incredibly erect penis.
so erect.
Yeah.
Harder than ever
Exactly.
before. So Lucas, how did it end with our Michael Jackson fan?
It ended after the drunk driving incident, but we did get back together one time, which was such a bad idea. And then we ended it again. And later she told me that she'd gotten pregnant and had an abortion. We happened to hang out later and she was like, oh yeah, I had an abortion and it was yours. And that was really jarring. We did stay friends after all that, and her next boyfriend looked just like me, except I'm really tall and he was even taller. And I have big, crazy, curly hair, and he had even bigger, crazier, curlier hair. Wow.
I want to
my
say
God.
that
Where'd you
when
find
he
this
said
man?
I'm really tall, he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Okay.
So
geez.
how
Okay.
did this woman find a 6'5" to 6'7"
6'7"
person
somber.
with bigger, curlier hair?
Yeah.
She made it a
Crazy.
mission.
I mean, I will say I did date a guy once who was like 6'4", and then like shortly thereafter, I did have sex, not date, a guy that was 6'7". So
does
they're
that
out
even
there.
6'7" is that little singer
Somber.
Somber. He's 6'7".
Oh, I know, he's
Every time I
6'7".
see
He is
anyone,
so tall.
all I can think is shoulda hooped. It's like
should have hooped.
I
shoulda hooped. Like,
know.
what are you doing here? Why are you
6'7" is
get in the NBA.
really
Yeah.
tall.
It's
that seems like a full-time job to have sex with that person because you're like traveling up to their mouth and then down
I
to their
didn't
dick.
like it.
crazy.
I
be
bet
like,
not.
I didn't
Scurrying
like
around the bed.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would feel like a rodent. I'd be like,
Yeah, literally. Like, whew.
I
Wiping
was
the sweat
so small, and his legs couldn't fit
No,
on
I
the
know,
bed.
both of us his legs.
Yeah.
Wait, he couldn't fit in the bed?
No, I had a
No.
queen size bed at the time, and he was like way too long for it.
No.
Did he like put an ottoman at the end so that his little feet could hang off?
No, his feet were just like
they just
dangling
hung
off.
This is
off.
like Dr.
No.
Seuss when they have like the feet
was-
hanging off the bed.
it was very-
One fish, two fish.
I hate
Yeah,
when
it
that
was-
happens.
It was very.
When is that happening?
When feet are dangling off the bed.
Yeah.
It happened the other day. I slept at a guy's house, and then his feet were off the bed, and I was like, "Can you put them back on?"
Put it on the bed.
I mean, he was
Yeah.
sleeping, but I just didn't like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's hard.
God.
He was nice, I think. I honestly have no idea.
You couldn't hear from
Okay.
down there? You're
Yeah,
like, I think
I'm
you're
like,
saying nice
hello?
stuff.
Yeah, you seem nice.
You seem nice. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm like, it's good, right? Yeah, exactly.
That's like nice though, because you could just stand for the blowjobs.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
You're
stand.
just right
Save
there.
your
Yeah,
knees.
you're right.
Save your
there,
knees.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's kind of a relief.
That's kind of a quick fix.
Yeah. I love that you guys think that I was sucking this guy's dick, because I was absolutely not doing that.
Wait,
Oh,
do you
good.
not?
I do, but I
not
gotta
him.
like you,
Not
honey.
him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Honestly, that didn't even occur to me until right now that you
Yeah.
would like wait to like somebody to suck their dick. That's really, really nice.
See, I'm like the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
I would sooner have sex with someone than suck their dick. Do you know what I mean?
I think I watch too much Pretty Woman, and I'm like fine with any sex act, but kissing to me, I'm like, let's wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to me,
you-
I guess blowjobs are like the ultimate kiss.
The penis kiss.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I hate that word.
I
Sorry,
feel
I
like
said
I
penis.
used to
every-
feel
I
that
said
way.
penis earlier, and I was like,
Ugh, I hate that word.
God, I hate it too. I never say it. Penis.
I'd rather someone say wiener. Like,
I know,
Yeah.
literally.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
but now I'm like a married. I'm a married lady. So
Have you
if-
ever sucked his dick? Are you willing to say?
never.
Oh.
Oh well.
Yeah,
the
it's
ultimate
maybe
been-
10 year
kiss.
anniversary.
Yeah.
It's been 8 years
Oh,
we've
he's
been
so
together,
close. Maybe.
so
Okay,
he's
okay.
close.
He's
We're
close.
getting there.
Yeah, a couple
yeah,
years.
yeah.
A couple
years.
Oh, he's so excited. I'm sure.
And I can't wait for when we finally have sex. So,
Aw.
yeah.
Warm fuzzies. That's gonna be really nice for him. All right. So for Lucas, who is there a one who got away?
Honestly, my main 3 exes.
Insane thing to say.
I love this. I love this man. I love anyone that's like, honestly, my main 3 exes. Yeah. Great. The first one was Brittany. We met in college. I was so in love with her, and she was way out of my league. We didn't fully date. Really, we just hooked up a few times. I love that she is one of your main 3 exes.
Yeah.
She introduced me to traveling and doing whatever you want. She represented everything I wanted in life. So she was a manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
We traveled to Guatemala and Thailand together and all over. I was in love with her for like 7 or 8 years after that. Wow.
Whoa.
She was the manic pixie for him.
Wow.
What I love about this and kind of men in general is that they'll say things like, she introduced me to traveling.
Yeah.
I know.
Girl, why did you need to be introduced to that? That's just a concept that we all know of. But like for men, it's not. Like
didn't
they're
know
like,
about that.
oh,
Yeah.
you can just go to
You
Sweden.
can go to places.
Like, yeah, bitch.
No, it's very like she introduced me to having ice in my drinks.
Yes.
Literally,
Very,
that's
like,
how men talk
okay,
about like the first woman they dated. It will be
She
like,
introduced me to socks.
Yeah.
no joke. They'll be like, I didn't know that. And you're like,
How did you not know that,
How?
dude?
Yeah. She represented everything I wanted in life. Wow. I'm guessing this girl was just like wild and free. She was like, yeah, let's go to Guatemala.
Yeah,
we hooked up once. Like, come on this trip, you crazy
fun little
guy.
hippie.
and he did say that like they would like go travel together and then end up hooking up when they would travel. And I was like, obviously, if I'm going to
that makes
Guatemala
sense.
with my ex-friends with benefits, then like
I'm
we're
hooking up
hooking
with
up.
ya.
I did tell him about when he told me about his deal breaker. I told him about one of mine that is more of an ick than a deal breaker, but it's that I hate air guitar. Like I hate air guitar with the fieriest passion. Like it's really hard for me to like see someone do air guitar and then imagine that I would ever have sex with them again.
Ew.
And he stopped and like analyzed this. He was like, when were you born? And then he was like, see, the thing is you weren't around for like the grunge era when this was so cool.
When were you born?
The end of 92. And he was like, this is why this was cool at the time. And he tried to analyze it. And I was like, I believe you 100%.
I still don't like
I
it.
still can't deal with air guitar and you shouldn't do it.
Wait, how do you feel about air guitar? You hate it? Indifferent?
Let me tell you something. That's not my man.
No,
no. They can go off, but
It can pop off
you're
for
not
time.
coming home with more.
Yeah, my man. Oh no.
That's not
Yeah,
my man.
no, that's not my man. But
Do you?
shred.
I probably would hook up with them, but I don't know if that's someone I could actually date.
If you're doing air guitar and I hook up with you, you need to be so incredibly charming.
You do, yeah.
That you're like completely unresistible, and you also have to fully look like young Ryan Gosling or something.
Yeah.
Or like, it needs
You have to have a lot
be-
going for
Yeah, you need to
you.
have a lot happening.
Yeah.
Or you need to be like, I don't know. You
There
need
needs
to
to be a
just save
lot.
my life or something.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I've heard guys be like, I'm actually really good at air guitar.
There's
Well,
no way to
there
be
are
good at it.
competitions.
Yeah.
What?
Yes,
How could you be good at
There
it?
are competitions. You just know how to shred, my love. I don't know what
Everybody
else
knows
to
how to do
say.
it.
Yeah.
Do you though?
They're like
you know what
hitting
I
I'm
on
mean?
never gonna
notes.
do it. I literally could not make my arms do it if I wanted. If somebody in this room offered me $5,000 to do it, I don't know that I could make my arms do it.
I
Oh my God, I'm
actually
in
don't
horror.
know that we all know how to do air guitar.
I guess not.
don't. Like, I don't think I'm actually good at doing air guitar. Number one, I don't know how to play the guitar. Okay, so like,
Same.
there's that.
But
for
it's
me.
air. It's
But
fine.
like when you do it, like I look stupid going like this, like boom, 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 boom. Like I'm playing a
doing, like,
banjo.
slow.
I'm moving my fingers
air
like
banjo
this.
is actually turning out to be rather charming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
doing air cello. We could do like a full band.
Yeah, I can do
Air
air
violin.
violin.
Yeah.
What about drums?
I hate that even just as much.
Are drums worse than guitar?
No,
Honestly,
no.
Really?
Maybe.
Dun, dun,
Ew.
dun,
Yes.
dun,
Ew.
dun,
Ew.
dun,
The
dun,
worst
dun,
is
dun.
when they do it with the
Oh,
Phil
dun,
Collins
dun,
song.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
when they
dun,
like
dun,
all
dun.
get
oh,
so
yeah,
excited
yeah.
for that, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
They love that.
oh, a man that gets excited for that song. It's like we've all heard
yes.
it. We
I know what my
Yeah.
ick is.
What?
And I think this is
gonna
your air guitar is my guy at the wedding with the tie on his head. That's-
Oh my
yeah.
god, that's bad.
I forgot that was a
Yeah.
thing until you said
They
that.
love
Yeah,
guys
doing
that put the tie on their head and they're like,
Oh,
That is like,
god, ew.
Imagine
I
that's your
know.
husband and you have to be like, let's get in the Uber.
That would not be
my
my
heart
husband.
breaks for that girl. She's blackout at the bar being like,
Oh, yeah.
She better be. They better like
I know.
double
I'd be in
open
the
the bar for
bathroom
her.
crying.
I know.
that's
It's
such a bummer.
terrible.
All right, Lucas, who's your second one who got away.
Recover.
Melanie. We dated for 6 years on and off. My sister was trying to hook her up with one of our other friends, but Melanie and I hit it off instead. We loved each other so much, but we didn't know how to be together. Okay, I really understand that concept. I think we were both still really immature and didn't know how to handle our feelings. Instead of working through stuff, we'd break up and get back together and then break up. It was a terrible cycle. Eventually, she moved to the Bay and we had to split up. It was probably for the best. It was probably the best for both of us, but we're still friends. Okay, that's
a nice
that's
one.
good. That's nice.
yeah.
You know?
I kind of have no notes about that.
Yeah.
Same. I think it's like a very
Standard.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people I know have that person where they just like,
yeah.
we're not
Timing.
good together, but we just keep getting back together because we love each other. But
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know if I've ever had that. I was just thinking that. Like one that I've like broken up with, got back together, the back and forth.
I would never get back together with somebody that I broke up with. Like,
I don't think I would either.
if I did all the work to break up with you, I'm not
Dude,
gonna.
and it takes
It's
so
so much work.
Yeah.
It's like moving out of your house and then being like, wait, actually, I want to move all back in.
I cannot
Yeah.
say I've done the same. I have definitely broken up and gotten back together with someone. I dated someone where, like, similarly to what Lucas is saying, like, there was like a lot of love there, but like we'd get so mad at each other, and then it just like the timing wasn't right. We were both immature. You know when you're like immature and you're immature, but you want a mature thing,
Yeah.
but like you can't
Yes.
build
yes.
the bridge to get there.
Yeah.
Yes, and you both like I think often know that there's like this other mature thing that you should
Yeah.
be able to
Yeah.
do. So it's like even more frustrating
Yes.
than when you're young and immature.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even know it's better. It's like feels exciting and fun and like a Amazon Prime teen show.
Yeah.
But then when
Yeah.
you get to a certain age, you're like, no, there's a better option than this. We're just not doing it.
Yeah.
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 All right. So who's your last one who got away, Lucas,
Yeah.
of the many?
My most recent ex, Jillian. We were together for 4 years. Our relationship was also very tumultuous, but we weren't breaking up and getting back together. We never moved in, actually. We talked about it, but the relationship was always too crazy. We'd be trying to fix the relationship before we moved in, but we couldn't. It was just really emotionally intense and draining. Everything was perfect on paper, but we couldn't get our important stuff together. We did this thing where we'd bite each other's noses in a cute and funny way. And when we broke up, I was like, fuck, I'm really going to miss those nose bites so much.
Sad.
Oh, wow. Wait,
I
that's
do
so
feel like
sweet.
4 years and not living together if he did live in Los Angeles at the time, which he does now,
Oh,
that's a long
That
time
is a
to
long
not
time.
split rent.
yeah, yeah.
4
and if you're
years?
like in a serious relationship,
Yeah,
yeah, you have to know something's up.
I feel like.
Yeah.
And it's about to go in a very different direction.
Okay.
So I asked Lucas, do you have any crazy sex stories?
Tons. After Melanie and I broke up, I was in, I guess you could call it a sex cult.
What?
Yep.
Oh my
They've been in
God.
the news recently because their leader got convicted of a bunch of stuff. But honestly, for me, the cult was great. I had a blast. Was he in Nexium?
He was
Yeah.
not. I don't want to give his identity away, but if you find out what it is, it's in
We'll
the
know.
news. There's some documentaries.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
interesting.
God.
Yeah. Okay, how did
Okay.
you get involved in the sex cult? What was the appeal other than the sex part, obviously?
I randomly saw a video of someone describing orgasmic meditation, which is the main calling card of the cult. They're not really a cult, but, well, I'll just call them a cult. Anyway, I saw a video and I was depressed and hurting from my breakup. I'd lost my job. I went to the first meeting where they teach you how to do orgasmic meditation, and I was like, these people are pretty interesting. I immediately signed up for their 10-month-long course in New York. I'd travel once a month to New York to do the meditation. It's really out there, but I think it just kind of shook me out of my normalcy and boredom and depression. It gave me this world where sex could be fun. A lot of it, honestly, was learning about feelings and desires and boundaries. It was like sex school.
Huh.
I mean, I get why from his description
no.
of it, I'm like, I guess I could see the appeal of that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if I weren't so self-critical and if I weren't so like, Greta, you're embarrassing, I would be like, yeah, I want to try this orgasmic sex
Same.
thing. But I just like, I'm too judgmental of myself
I
to
won't
ever
even
do
do
that.
a group workout class because I'm not supposed to be in a room with mirrors with other people.
Yeah.
Like, that's on me and my trauma from being a very overweight kid in gym class. So I don't think I could do this. Like, I genuinely don't think there would be appeal.
I think I might like it because I love kind of a cult vibe situation.
You do love a cult
I
vibe.
really do.
Utah, you know.
Utah, also theater school.
Yeah.
It always felt really culty, which I liked. I was like, and basically we were doing that in theater class. We were like doing weird guided meditations where we were breathing and people were screaming and borderline orgasming. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of weird
That
shit
wasn't
goes
theater.
down in theater school.
So much. But and now when I take like yoga classes that feel culty, I'm like, okay.
Feels comforting.
I will say that you are every time Kelsey goes on a flight, I get worried because the person next to her on a flight might introduce her to a concept that changes the trajectory of her life and therefore mine for months to come.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me before on a flight.
It's happened to me with you 3 times.
What? Well, you're very you have very open energy.
Yeah. I think someone tried to get me in a sex cult. I'm just remembering. I totally forgot.
Which one?
One of these, actually. I literally just forgot until we were talking about this.
In California?
Yeah. It was when I first moved here, and a woman came up to me at the gym, and she was like, I love your necklace. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And she was like, we should be friends. Did you just move here? Well, it was nice. I was like, okay, we started talking.
I love that you said, okay, great.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thanks. Blah, 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 blah. And then she was like, let's hang out. And so we went out to lunch. And then a few days later.
Wow, I love that you went out to lunch with this woman. If someone came up to me at the gym and was like, I love your necklace, let's hang out, I'd be like, you can walk the fuck away from me.
This is the Utah and Kelsey.
I had just moved here.
No,
and I was
this
like,
is
this
still...
is sweet.
Where did you get lunch?
Aroma Cafe.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah. But as soon as I walked up to meet her, I felt like something was off. I was like, oh, I don't think
the
this
person
is
that wanted to meet you from the gym, you felt
like,
it was off?
Oh,
yeah.
Was she
so
older
nice.
than you?
Maybe no, not really. Maybe like 4 years older than me.
Was she hot?
So yeah, she was cute.
Okay, never mind. I'm back in.
But we ended up having, I just knew something was off.
You ended up having what?
Well, we just had like a 3-hour
oh my god, it
conversation.
keeps going almost to the sentence I think it's gonna go to.
What? We did not hook up.
Well, you just said like we kept having, and then I thought you were gonna say sex, and then you were like we had a 3-hour
conversation.
Yeah.
We did not have a 3-hour orgasm, but I asked her. I was like doing the normal questions of like building a friendship. I was like, "Are you dating someone?" And then immediately she was like, "So." And then she got into this guy who came up to her and like started doing. He was like, "You need meditation to work on unlocking," and so she started doing orgasmic meditations with him, and she said that I'd be a good candidate, and then showed me a nude of him. And I was like,
what?
Oh my god.
I love her being like, and get this, I also have a nude, and then
Yes!
shows you. Was
Did
it a
you
good one?
write about that?
It was giant. He had a giant dick.
Okay, she probably just Googled giant dick and was like, here's the nude I have with this man.
I don't know.
Because you know that you can see naked pictures of people online. Like, she doesn't have to share a nude.
She was pulling it up. I don't know. It was a crazy experience. And
you
then
got out of there.
I got out of there. She texted me after and she was like, he saw your picture and he says you have a lot of sexual trauma to work through and he would love to do a session with you. And I was like, I don't want to. And then she was like, and
I want to know
sometimes
his name.
This
can't
is
remember.
exactly the
I can't
situation you
remember.
get in like every Tuesday, and I have to talk you out of it.
Crazy. I mean, I don't know. I think I would feel probably similarly. Like if she was sitting down with me, being like, "Let me tell you about this cult, girl," I would also have a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah, I would talk to
And
her.
she didn't call it a cult. She was like, he's my special
never
friend.
do.
Yeah. Who's helped me a lot. And I was like,
Okay.
for a second, I was like, I guess this does sound nice.
No, it
like,
does.
I guess he's going to help me.
Come on, man.
I didn't do it. I ended up blocking her on everything. After
Oh
This
my
is when you
god,
say
she
I've got
followed you.
Yeah. This was years ago. But
You got to be like, I got a parking meter that's expiring. I've got diarrhea. I've got parakeets that are at home I need to feed. Like,
I did finally have to
anything.
call it. Yeah. I can't remember what I did. I was like, I have to go.
My
but
shoe just broke.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
my water broke. I have to.
Yeah,
go.
that's a good
I'm
one.
pregnant.
Yeah,
I'm meeting my
I'm
husband.
Actually, the crazy. I just actually remembered I'm pregnant.
Oh yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm due today. I gotta
Yeah.
go.
I'm 9 months pregnant, 40
Yeah.
weeks. Okay, so did this cult deliver on the promise of orgasmic meditation?
It's a bit of a misnomer. You're not really trying to get people off when you're doing it. You're just trying to feel the energy that flows through your body. You can call it chi or life force or whatever. It was about learning how to feel sensation at a deeper level in your body. There was also a lot of sex and orgasming too. The promise was more than delivered.
He kind of gave me both answers. He was like, no, it's not really about that. And then he was like, yeah, there was a lot of sex and orgasming.
Like maybe after the meditation?
Because I was like, well, now what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
So, okay, what are the meetings like then?
There were about 150 people in our class.
Oh my
They'd
God.
rent out a huge warehouse thing in the city. It was fucking gorgeous.
Oh.
Everything was really well done. The practice itself is one-on-one. You have a partner when you're doing it, but there are also teachers and seminars and lessons. It was a lot of classes and learning. The practice only takes about 15 minutes, and you'd often get paired up with someone random, but it just became kind of normal. You could pick your partner if you wanted to, but the students in the class were all people similar to me, people dissatisfied with their sex lives and open to experimentation. At the end of the day after class, people would just come up to you and be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And it would just be on. Threesomes, foursomes, just so many threesomes. The most random partners. Some older lady would come up and then you'd go have crazy hot sex. It was kind of cool to learn I could have great sex with someone I didn't expect to or that I wasn't really physically attracted to. But you'd spend an hour together and you're like, oh my God, this is so fucking hot. We did have some workshops where everyone was in the same room. There was a fantasy night and everyone was fulfilling their fantasy. Anything you wanted to create. And I'm straight, but on one of those nights, I'd make out with a guy for the first time. The boundaries started to blur a bit.
Oh, okay.
The things that he explained in this short amount of time, just like the idea that you get a partner, might not be attracted to them, then you're having sex with them, and then afterwards people are like tapping you on the shoulder being like,
hey, you want to get out of here?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, but not having sex with them in the 15 minutes.
No, the
not
15
necessarily.
minutes.
No,
You
okay.
might orgasm during the 15
Together.
minutes, but it was more about like
From
learning
breathing.
bodies.
Right,
Okay.
from breathing and connecting.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like sucking and fucking.
Yes.
Okay,
But
okay,
then
okay.
immediately
Okay.
after, because everyone's of course all fucking worked up,
Yeah.
Right.
they're just like free for all.
Yeah.
And he was like, it really taught me I could and would have like hot sex with people that aren't attractive. And I was like, I don't know about that.
I mean, I guess I thought it was kind of nice, I guess. Like, you're hooking up with people you wouldn't normally
He's
just
like,
hook up with, and
he's
you have a
having-
positive experience.
he's having hot sex with an older lady. I'm into
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
I
part
think
is
that's
great.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's lovely.
Yeah.
And I do think that like, I just think it's like you could have a connection with someone you're not attracted to. You don't necessarily have to like decouple sex from attraction.
Yeah.
Like it seems like that was like
Yeah.
one of the aims of the thing is to be like sex is just this
Oh, just like a thing.
kind
Separate
of
from
like it
The
seems
body
yeah, like a
experience.
Oh,
the
yeah,
bodily
kind of like
experience.
yoga.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you could have a
totally.
yoga partner and not be attracted to them, but you could like have a nice time. And I'm like, I get where you're coming from, and I do think that's like a nice thing, but
Mhm.
like
I mean, I think it sounds like, I feel like some people really are very stringent about who they think their type is.
Mhm.
And I think it sounds like it was kind of refreshing for him to maybe learn that like he didn't necessarily have a type.
Yeah.
Yes.
That like I think some people are like, no, I just already know. I already know
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
them. Like I already know, and it's like, well, it's
Yeah.
maybe you don't.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So
I do think that's nice. I
Yeah,
just
you
feel
know.
like
that's nice.
I feel like if I was in a class and at the end there's some kind of norm, if not expectation, that like anybody from the class could like tap me on the shoulder and be like, let's go, and then we were gonna go have a threesome, that would really stress me out.
Really?
well, you just wouldn't be in this class.
Yeah.
No, I'm way too uptight to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
You would have to be open to it.
You
Yeah,
don't need
no,
You'd
I
have to be
mean,
in the cult mindset.
Get this. You need to be a completely different person.
Yeah.
yeah. To be in this class.
I
Yeah.
wonder how many meditation classes it would take for me to become the kind of person that could let go enough to like.
Oh my God.
I feel like we just need to give you like a little bit of acid or something.
Oh.
And I think you
A little
just
bit of
need
acid,
to, like,
one theater class. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
I
And
did
you'll be
theater. I
in.
did theater. I was very like uptight and not. If I had like I guess like 2 glasses of a nice chilled red and
Okay.
like a mushroom gummy, maybe.
who knows
Guess what? We're
what
doing
could
that tomorrow.
happen.
So-
I do feel like I find a very wide range of people attractive. It's just like, is it going to be the other people in orgasm cult?
You never know. You
I don't
never
know.
You don't know.
You don't
There's
know.
only one way to find out.
Okay, so what are some of the what's a crazy sex story from your time at the sex cult, Lucas?
After class, a pretty hot chick from our class came up to me and was like, hey, I want you and Kyle to do a double penetration on me tonight. Kyle and I looked at each other and were like, yeah, okay, let's try it. Everything went badly after that. I was staying at my buddy's apartment and he was out of town, but he very specifically told me, if you have a threesome, it has to be with 2 chicks.
Oh, what?
It was, okay, homophobic. It was
Yes,
his house rule, but I figured he wouldn't find out.
Oh, no.
Anyway, we all 3 get in a cab and go back to my buddy's place, and the taxi ride was terrible. The driver went the wrong way. We all got car sick. The mood was just kind of dead. It went from really sexy to just none of us really want to be there anymore. But we're all like, fuck it, we're here. Let's give it a try. We start to get in the groove, and I'm just really not in the mood. I can't get the condom on because I'm not hard. We're all just not feeling into it. So we decided to call it. This isn't working. Let's stop. I take the condom off and put it on the side table to deal with later. And right then, my buddy comes home.
No.
I feel like before we continue, the rule of like you said, super homophobic.
Yeah.
Of having a rule about threesomes.
Yes.
And he knows that his friend comes in town to do once a month his little sex call.
thing.
Right.
And so he knows that like this friend is doing this stuff and knows that his friend's going to have threesomes.
So it makes a house rule.
But he's like, here's your house rule.
Yeah.
House rule, if you're going to have a threesome, 2 chicks.
I also
so
love
insane.
when men call women chicks. I like
It's so
weird.
crazy.
It's so weird to me.
It's so crazy.
So shocking that people still say chicks.
It is.
Whenever I hear it, I'm like, really?
Oh, every single time I'm like, whoa,
I know.
1970s. Wow.
I know.
Okay, so how did the friend respond to walking into this situation?
He saw us and we were all in various states of undress, and there's bad energy in the room, and he sees the used condom. I mean, like, I didn't really use it, but he sees it. And he sees the other guy, and he was just like, I'm leaving. He was pissed. He left and got a hotel room. He was getting back from a long work trip, and he was so tired, and we ruined his day. He called me and said, burn the sheets, throw them away. We're not cool anymore. Felt worse than I've ever felt. He was one of my best friends, and I felt like I ruined the friendship. Luckily, we're cool now.
Okay.
Eventually, he thought it was funny.
Okay.
I feel so badly. I mean, his homophobic rule aside, if you come home from a long work trip and you come home to your house guests
Oh, God. Yeah.
having a really awkward bad vibes threesome,
That is kind of a bummer. I'd be
No,
bummed.
no,
I'm like,
it's on you. It's on that guy.
On
Because
the
that guy,
owner?
yes, because
Yeah.
that guy should have said to Lucas, hey, I'm going to be back on Sunday
give
at
us a warning.
4.
Yeah.
Like, I
you
don't
should
know.
communicate better.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
definitely communicate better. Also, like, personally, I don't give a shit if somebody has sex in my house. Like, that's fine. There's, like, if you're a house guest, that's fine. I'm going to wash the sheets. I'm not worried about it. I don't have the same rules as this house owner. But walking into it with a condom out and multiple people naked and you're just like tired from a trip, I do think that would make me. And then I don't know why he was so dramatic and went and got a hotel. I'm like,
That's
go to
a
your
lot.
bedroom.
Yeah, yeah,
Go to your
yeah.
bedroom.
Just walk, take a lap. Yeah.
Go take a shower, take a lap, and then
Yeah.
have them clean up. And
Well, they
when,
were probably in his bedroom, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
I actually think he stayed in the living room that was like closed
Oh.
off. So he's in the living room with everyone. There were like doors to it, I guess. That is where he would normally stay. So it's not even his
So-
bedroom.
Okay, why did he come in then?
I
think he just-
know why he came in, you guys.
see.
Yes,
Yeah.
he wanted to walk in on him having a threesome with 2 hot chicks.
2 hot chicks.
And then he was like, my friend is such a freak that I can join them. And I don't want to join when it's another dude. I
didn't
want to
even think
join when
about
it's
that.
2
Wow.
chicks.
I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
That's
not
what
at
he
all.
wanted,
he
you
was
guys.
hoping. He was hoping to walk
Yeah.
into
He was
like.
hoping.
Because why else would you walk in?
This friend sounds like he's jealous of Lucas's sexual liberation.
I do think that that
I agree.
yeah. Apparently, Lucas said that this guy eventually moved on from it, and
Okay.
that he's somewhat He described him as pretty sexually open. But maybe they've worked through some of that together. Maybe he
Maybe
invited
went
him
to a
into
workshop.
Yeah.
Maybe he invited him
Yeah.
into the workshop. And
I hope
said,
so.
He needs it. It sounds like.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
I hope.
Yeah.
Same. Okay, so Lucas, how long were you in the cult for, and how did you end up leaving?
About 2 years, but the last year was more like half in, half out. I had friends who became part of the organization, like higher ups, and I started to hear really crazy stories about what they were experiencing. What happened to them was definitely weird, but the bottom level was so much fun. Some of the most fun I've ever had, and such a crucial learning experience in my life.
Okay, what did you learn?
Fun.
Before that, relationships were really hard for me, and I would try really hard to make relationships work, even with the wrong partner. But I also wasn't good at being single either. I wasn't good at getting dates, but then after my experience in the cult, I could talk to anybody, and I was getting tons of dates.
So again, like he really made the sex goal sound great.
He made the most of it.
It sounds like he bloomed.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah. It
you know?
essential for him.
Yeah.
A 10-month little commitment to flying to New York and getting banged out and, you know, breaking some house rules.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
You know, fucking old chicks.
Yeah,
fucking old chicks
that you're not,
attracted to.
But you're like, damn.
And having it be fucking awesome. Yes.
Okay,
go off, Lucas.
All right, Lucas, what is the best sex you've ever had?
I met a Brazilian girl at a party. She was one of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. I was almost afraid to talk to her, but she came up to me and we hit it off. It turns out she also did orgasmic meditation, and it made for such an easy invite because then you're like, oh, would you like to ohm? That's what they call it, ohming. I was like, let's ohm sometimes. So we started ohming with each other. We met up a couple times, but honestly, she was so hot that we just ended up hanging out. I think we hooked up just like once or twice. Eventually we stopped hanging out, but then she found me at Burning Man one year and she was like, let's go on an adventure. We rode our bikes out into the deep playa, which is just kind of out in the open desert. We parked our bikes and put a blanket down, and we just started having sex in the open. Everyone could see us, but we were kind of far out. It wasn't a lot of people. It was so hot. Everything was so hot, like it was so hot, like
sexy.
Okay, because it is hot there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so hot. Everything was beautiful. She was beautiful. The way the sun was shining was beautiful. The sex was great. It felt like a movie. People would ride their bikes by us and just yell out, "Go for it!" They were cheering us on. We finished and we were just laying on the blanket, reveling in orgasmic bliss. And then a guy drove by in a random cart and ran up and gave me a beer and a high five.
Wow.
It was so awesome and surreal. Fuck yeah.
That's incredible.
What a time, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
good
look.
for him. That sounds great.
Fucking on a blanket in the middle of Burning Man.
Yeah.
And, like a little guy in goggles hops off and gives you a beer.
I did ask him specifically about the goggles and the dust because I was like, isn't
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
wearing goggles because of dust?
Very dusty.
Yeah. And so I asked him about that because I was like, of course, because that's who I am as a
Yeah.
person. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
did you keep the goggles on? He was like, actually, it was a really nice day. The dust wasn't a problem.
Okay.
And I was like,
I would have kept my
good.
goggles on.
Yeah.
I think so too, but also I couldn't think I would too. Actually,
Yeah.
that's another new unlocked ick though, as a man with
Goggles?
goggles. Like the sweaty, like hair.
Ew,
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
sliding up. His hair is like getting pushed up. No.
Sorry, men. but-
Goggles are hard.
Goggles
They're
are
hard. They're
yeah,
hard.
they
It's-
are.
it's-
On everybody.
Oh, agreed.
Not
hate them.
us. I'm,
No, actually,
I'm
no.
very hot in goggles.
More
Super,
hot
it's my
than
best.
even
More
your
hot than
accessory.
ever.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably next episode we should wear goggles so that people know
I think we
what
need to.
they're.
I'm hot. I'm hot in like scuba goggles. I'm not hot in like
Oh,
Speedo
in the mini?
goggles.
No,
You're not
fuck
hot in those.
no.
Okay.
No.
I'm
No,
kind
me
of-
either.
Oh,
You
I'm
think you're
gorgeous.
hot in
I'm
those.
hotter. And
Really?
when my hair goes up like a little bit.
Yeah, like a little,
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
mushrooms out.
Yeah.
It mushrooms
yeah.
out.
And that's when, and it's like kind of wet and a little bit matted. That's
That's
when
when I
people
was
are
like, do you get see
her.
Sophia?
They're
Yeah.
like, oh.
I do have a theory that sometimes, you know how there are some guys that look hotter with hats on?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel the same way about like do you guys
Women with
ski
goggles.
ever?
Yeah.
You know, like when you ski and you see guys with
Yes.
helmets on,
And you're like,
and you're
that
like,
is a
whoa, that guy's
hottie.
really hot. But then he takes his
Yes.
helmet off, and,
And
you're
it's
like,
horrible.
fuck.
Yes, yes.
This is the equivalent of a paper bag over someone said. You guys being like, yep,
Yeah.
But
hotter
like the
with the
vibe, I'm like, okay, good outfit.
Yeah.
I can maybe see a little tuft of hair. I'm like, you're a
Yeah,
little
it's
hottie.
cute.
And then
Are you
off, I'm
thinking like
oh,
full nude and then keep the helmet and goggles on?
Sometimes I
Like
think
full-
to
that might be
myself,
preferable, yeah.
sometimes I think to myself, yeah, we could use that helmet and goggles right about now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You're
yeah.
like, hey, do you actually want to
Strapped
put that
in.
back on?
Sometimes I say, put it on, put the ski boots on. Let's
Yeah,
keep it
yeah,
that
yeah.
way. Yeah.
Would you
good.
like the skis to stay on?
Honestly,
Just
I say keep the whole thing and just pull the dick out.
I think
That's
that
perfect.
makes
Yeah,
more
yeah.
sense
Yeah.
to me because
Yeah.
a nude body with a helmet is kind of
Maybe they
not
can take the
doing it
jacket
for-
off so they're breathable. They have bibs on. Or
Bi-
their little
yeah.
overalls.
Sorry,
and then
what's-
just, yeah, they're bib.
Oh,
They're ski
okay,
bib.
okay, I understand. I was thinking
Yeah.
like a, like lobster or like baby bib, and I was like,
I'm
how,
putting on, like,
how
put
is he
this on,
eating the
bucko?
pussy that
You
he needs
know,
a bib?
a bib.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well,
Just going to town with a lobster
Yeah.
tie, like
Yeah, he's like, hold on.
Hold
I get
on.
real sloppy for this. Gotta
it's
put my
gonna be a
big
mess.
bib on.
Yeah.
I'd be so upset. Oh my God, whoa.
I
You
would-
know what upsets
so
me?
upsetting.
that
That, but also like when like in movies or something, and when we're watching sex and we see a guy's like little butt like flexing, you know?
Oh my God,
and
yes,
yes. And they don't have like a nice butt. Their butt's like, it's like, why are you showing me this butt?
I'm
like,
seeing some butt flex.
I want to see a fat ass. Don't show me this little dingy little butt flexing.
Like tendons. Yeah.
And it's like
men's butts. I'm so sorry. I
this
feel
is
like
we need to specify straight cis male butts.
Yeah, and I think specifically white guys, because it's like it gets way worse when you're a little pale butt.
Yeah,
a little
I've seen
pale
some good
butt.
white butts though.
A pale butt that's like melting off. That's melting off, and then flexing.
No, not melting.
It's a melty butt.
Ew, I know exactly what you mean.
Kelsey and I went and worked on a farm. We worked on a farm in Sicily with this couple that ended up being horrific and racist, and we left. Yeah. But the first few days, they were like giving us these chores to do on the farm. These people were awful. But the worst part of it, beyond the racism of them, was that he would bend over and half of his old man butt
always
would just be
flat,
cracked, melting
ass,
melting. Horrible.
Oh my God.
It was disgusting. It was disgusting.
We're in beautiful Sicily. Like,
I called my mom and I told her, like, on the phone, I was like,
you were upset.
I was super upset. I was like, and his butt crack is out, his spread butt
You were
crack.
like, he's racist, but that's not even the worst part.
But also,
I have to see his floppy ass.
Yes.
All the time.
Ew, it's burned into my mind. I can see it right now.
Same. Back to Lucas, our cult queen. What is your current dating situation?
Strangely enough, I've been celibate for a bunch of months this year on purpose. I've gone on a few dates here and there, but I'm not dating anyone.
Okay.
Are you enjoying being celibate?
I like it a lot. It's been really nice. After my last girlfriend and I, Jillian, broke up, I was dating a bit too much and sleeping with too many people. I was like, I gotta chill out a bit. I needed to figure out what I really wanted. So I felt like celibacy was a good reset to better understand myself and to be more true to myself. I'd really like to be in a relationship. I mean, sex is fun and meeting people is great, but having a committed partnership is interesting to me. I feel like to get myself in a space to attract that, I have to be more on top of my habits and my energy.
Oh, that's great.
Again, I feel like the sex cult maybe did give him some amount of awareness.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. I mean, he still did do the sex cult and then had Jillian, the third one who got away, that was tumultuous, and they did never move in together. And then he dated some more, and then now he's celibate. So
it takes a while.
Yeah.
You know, no patterns broken overnight.
I like that Lucas is choosing to not be like a toxic emotional terrorist in people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good on you.
What do you guys feel like we learned today from Lucas?
Cults can heal.
I feel like, be open to who you're attracted to.
Yeah,
that's
true.
kind of my biggest takeaway. You never know.
That is true. Yeah. That's a good one. That's
you never know who's going to pop your puss right in half.
You don't.
You actually don't. That is
really
true. Sometimes it's a surprise.
It is a surprise. Yeah.
I do. Kelsey makes fun of me because like anytime I'm in a room with like 50 or more people, like I could be at a concert, I could be anywhere. All of a sudden, it just occurs to me, some person in this room is the best at sex.
Yeah, some person could dick you the fuck down.
Right. And you don't know who it is. And
honey, you never know.
You never know.
That is what we learned. You never know who's going to dick you down.
Yeah.
And be open to it.
Yeah, open to it.
Open heart, open legs.
Yeah.
Can't lose.
Yeah. Exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That is a really good lesson. Thank you, Lucas. Thanks for saving us from having to be in a cult and instead just teaching it.
We learned from your. But you know what? I would like to learn how to ohm. I don't want to put that out there. Like I want any omers out there. I don't want to join the cult, but I will look up how to ohm.
Yeah.
My husband and I are gonna start ohming.
This is so exciting.
That's so sweet.
Once you guys have sex.
Once I finally suck them.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of good news, good news.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suck you, and we're ohming.
We're
ohming.
We're
ohming.
This is so exciting.
Really excited.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Sharing all of Lucas's stories. Is there something that you would like to plug? You're doing so much.
Oh my goodness, yes. Please come. I'm going on a little tour, and I think by the time this episode comes out, I will be I'll be in New York City, I'll be in Chicago, and I'll be in Boston. Please, for the love of God, get tickets. You can go to GretaTitelman.com, and you can get tickets there.
And you're also going to be
I'm going to be doing a set on Seth Meyers in November.
Yay.
So that's exciting.
So exciting. Yeah.
But yeah, just come to my show.
Come to her show, you guys.
And support late night television.
Please.
So there's that.
And Oming.
And
Oming.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're interested in us sharing your business anonymously on our next episode or just want to drop us a line, email us at noneofmybusinesspodcast@gmail.com. None of My Business is hosted by me, Sophia Benoit, and my co-host, Kelsey June Jensen. Our supervising producer is Justin Sales. Additional production by Sasha Ashal, Austin Gale, and Juliana Ress. Video editing and production by Kayla Talley. Social media support comes from Austin Gale, Kayla Talley, and Sasha Ashal. Special thanks go to Jonathan Ratliff, Hannah Waken, John Richter, Belle Roman, and Alea Zaniris. Art direction by David Shoemaker. Motion design by Skull Closet Studio. Photography by Kyle Smithers. Hair by Issa Wilson. If you enjoyed today's show, like and subscribe, follow, or leave us a 5-star review. If you didn't like today's episode, well, that's none of our business.